This is most extraordinary and unsatisfactory. The drafts which we asked for when we wrote to Mrs. Wolfe was an attempt to openly and transparently explain to the Home Secretary exactly what Mrs. Wolfe's relationship was with other people who may be connected to the inquiry. We were very surprised to know that there had been 7 redraftings of this letter. One would assume that if you're writing to the Home Secretary with your personal recollection of conflicts of interest or meetings that you've had with particular figures, that they would be your own personal experience. Imagine if you were appointed to a job and you were asked to write a letter and state everything that you know about people involved. You do it yourself, but it seems to be done by a multiplicity of editors, circulated, sent back to Mrs. Wolfe, and then finally sent to the Home Secretary, even though part of it was drafted by her own civil servants. And we find all that extraordinary. It adds to this impression that the appointment has been slightly chaotic, first of all with the resignation of Lady Butler-Sloss, now with the appointment of Mrs. Wolfe. So on its own, it seems extraordinary. Taken in the context of the whole sets of appointments, it's extraordinary. She ought to have sat down with Theresa May before she was appointed and talked to her about this, not on the very day that she appeared before the Home Affairs Select Committee. And of course there are now further questions to be asked as a result of these letters. Well, at the end of the day, it's not a matter for me or the Home Affairs Select Committee. This is a matter for her. She must decide whether she's got the time, the space, and the expertise to deal with an inquiry that is going to last for years. This is not just going to be about one particular individual. This is going to be an overarching inquiry that is going to take a lot of time, it's going to cost a lot of money, and there's going to be a lot of hearings all over the country. She was suggesting to the committee that she was going to go on a roadshow throughout the United Kingdom. Now, if that's the case, and if victims' groups are against this appointment and feel the process has not been properly handled, then, of course, this is going to cause difficulties when this roadshow ends up in other parts of the United Kingdom. So I think that she needs to think about this before any further action is taken, because at the end of the day, she needs to have the confidence that she's got the time, the space, the energy, as well as the determination to see this through. And since nothing has happened on this inquiry, because she has been Lord Mayor, frankly, this is a good time for reflection to take place. But it's not for us to call for people to go. It's a matter for her and the Home Secretary and others. We were never consulted about this appointment, so we have no say in whether people should stay or go.